The Filipino Finders Fee Microeconomy at its most dubious. I'm an Australian through and through, and where I come from you never try to rip off a mate. Business is business, and we're all entitled to earn a living, but when it comes to friends, family and neighbours, we take a different approach, and so do many in the Philippines, but not everyone. Now there are those who always have their hands out for a finder's fee, and those in Australian Filipina relationships need to learn about this. So what is a finder's fee? Is it a commission? Okay, of course it's easy to criticise when you're in the luxurious position of being able to say, oh no, that's okay, I don't want any money. And it's a lot harder when you're living day to day basically. Life can be very hard in the Philippines, and there is a distinct lack of safety nets. So however, for many they could do better if they thought a little bit beyond the immediate opportunities and reap the longer term rewards that come from integrity. What it means essentially is that there are people here in the Philippines who will always top up a cost so as to include something for themselves, or they will just outwardly ask for their cut. In most cases it's not something that bothers the locals very much because, well, they come to expect it, and they may even do the same they may even do the same thing themselves, so they don't see the problem. And of course, if someone genuinely works for something, they are entitled to make some money. You get someone running errands, standing in line, negotiating on your behalf, well then sure. But if they didn't include it in their price at the start, you would tend to give them a fairly generous tip anyway. But the one that's annoying is the unearned or barely earned fee, the Filipino who does practically nothing but then wants to profit from it. Examples of questionable finder's fees. Hello neighbour, do you know a good plumber? Neighbour texts a plumber he knows, plumber turns up and works. At the end of the job, the neighbour hits up the plumber for a finder's fee. And we had a driver once who used to tell businesses that we dealt with that they were the ones who directed us to go there and stick his hand out for payment. The same driver found a masseuse for my wife Mila once who would come to the house. Used to get a cut each and every time the masseuse came here. Years ago we needed a birth certificate from the NSO for our daughter Remy, and many years ago a relative volunteered. Remy was late registered, and the relative claimed the birth certificate became more expensive the later it was registered, which is a load of rubbish. Would have simply paid her for her time if she had asked, but it was the lying that I never quite forgot. I had a distant relative tell us of a farm for sale in the province. Bit of a bargain, did nothing more than this. Found out later wanted a huge cut from the seller. On principle we just walked away. Couldn't do it. Now finder's fees, the problem. Again, this is mainly a problem when you don't expect it. Australians traditionally don't work that way. You help out a mate, you're 100% upfront with them. If you help them pour a concrete slab, you're happy with beer and a good feed at the end, and you also know that you can generally count on them if you need some help. In the same way as that Filipinos accumulate utang na loob, which is basically a debt of gratitude, not forgetting things that were done for you. However, for an Australian it's very much a back of the mind thing. If you never needed help with concreting for them, it would never bother you. You do it anyway. Well, we loaned some money to a very honourable couple of relatives recently. Now they wanted to let us plant rice on their farm in return because we'd loaned them this money. They needed it because of a very sick mum, that's the reason. They weren't being indulgent or anything. Now Amelia told them directly that I would never even think of that, and I wouldn't. Aussies don't make profits from those that we're close to. Doesn't feel right, and decent Filipinos feel the same. But there are those who don't. So back to those who could, should, or with time come to expect it from. Now, you can expect the taxi driver who suggests a particular hotel to come in with you when you check in and get a little handout. You may have a guard at the airport who suggests a particular hotel. and says give them this card, which is a card with his name on it. Now what he's doing is organising a payment for himself later. They will get a small cut. And if a staff member, say in a hotel, asks if you need a good money changer, then they have someone in mind who will give them a handout. And when you've been here long enough, you know this, and it doesn't bother you. I actually admire this when it's legitimately part of a business or part of somebody working, because at least they're showing some initiative. You know, they help me out and they make a little bit, and I'm fine with that. And at the end of the day, they're just trying to support their families a little bit better. And again, to me, business is business. Where I have a problem is where somebody whom you trust, or where it's a blatant rip-off, or when it's an employee of yours making a profit in excess of the salary that you pay them. The other thing is when they see the white man foreigner and they just go for the big rip-off. The other thing is when the taxi drivers who charge 10 times the price because he may just get away with it. Make a big profit today if he gets away with it, but he will never get repeat business. No doubt hard to resist when the opportunity is there, but there is this thing called integrity. And those who do act with integrity and don't take advantage of short-term opportunities can instead win the trust of those around them and build a strong reputation for honest dealing, which will pay off far more over the long time. Thank you. This video was brought to you by Down Under Visa, who specialise in visas for Australian Filipina couples. Please visit our website and complete a free visa assessment form. And please watch some of our other videos. Thank you.